But he's my rock, he's my safeguard. I don't go anywhere without him. To the point where when he goes, I have actually missed a flight going back because I left my ducks at home.
Really?
Yeah. So like I whenever I go traveling, I'll take 15, 20 ducks with me. I'll be lucky if I bring anything back. I get stopped on the street now when people say to me, "Have you got a duck in your pocket?"
Really? They know who you are.
So when people meet me, they'll see me like I'm all in blue. I've got odd shoes, and people say to me, and people go, "Well, what do you do, Gordon?" I said, "Well, I can tell you about why I'm dressed in blue. I can tell you why I've got odd shoes. I can tell you why there's a duck in my pocket. I can tell you about the co-founder of World Leading Research Foundation. I can tell you about my skincare business, or I can tell you about being a business coach." No one gives a shit about being a business coach. No one gives a shit about it. All they want to know is, "Have you got really duck in a pocket?" And I go, "Yeah, there you go."
I love it. Well, I'm gonna say it here on the show. Banfi, whatever studio I've got, Banfi will be on every episode going forward. Just so you know.
Thank you.
And I think he's on a few by the time this is published, a month and a half ago, because he's been sat there since I met you. If anyone's wondering why there's a duck, now they're updated.
No.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's really important. Everyone's got a duck. The one, I know we're coming to the end of it, and people say, "Well, just look at this." I go, I think what we have to remember, people say to me, you hear the phrase, "If this was your last day on earth, what would you do?" Well, it's too political. Well, let's think about this as if this was your first day of your life, what would you do? Enjoy every opportunity in life, because we're going to be dead a long time. Right? Enjoy it. You've only here once. If I look back and I think we're in 2025, 24, 25 has probably been one of the hardest years of my life. Hardest years.
What year was?
This year, the last 12 months has probably been the hardest year, right? The hardest year.
Not because of me and me.
I met Andy. That was bad. And he stuck around. That was even worse. Why has it been the hardest year? I had to make some pretty big decisions about friends and what friends I wanted and the people around me. And that's really quite, not emotional, but actually physically going onto your phone and pressing delete. Physically going into LinkedIn and social media and pressing delete. So getting those people out of sight, out of mind is tough mentally.
Did they ever message to find out why?
Not a single person has come to me and said, some people know why. So, So we're going to get slightly political here. A few people have, in Melbourne we have a lot of Palestinian marches and everything else. And I said I was Jewish and everything else. I had a bacon sandwich this morning, so I'm not that Jewish, right? But Jewish by birth. When people start putting things on social media about Palestine and Palestinians and free Palestine, and they don't understand the history, I'm not saying that one side or the other side is better or wrong. Mm-hmm. For the stupidity, because they don't understand, because they're getting on a cause that they don't understand, and they know that I'm in their network and I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
I just don't need that.
Yep.
I don't need that stupidity in it. So I do with other people from there. The opportunity to sit down and go, shit, are we really going to do issue? So yes. So that's when I say hard, it's like the hardest, like, okay, that's a big decision. Mm. How do I do that and keep my consulting business going at the same time? So I've got the revenue coming through till this comes. Not to be told that you can't have kids when you're wanting a five-a-side football team. Really easy for me to switch off and do something else. What I had no expectation of is what goes through the female mind and the female body when your body is at that prime time to have kids, and you can't have kids. So there's that side of it. So she actually had something called primary pulmonary hypertension, which, for those that remember at that time, there's a little blue pill called Viagra, and Viagra was actually made for primary pulmonary hypertension. They just found out that when the monkeys take it, right, it opens up all your blood vessels, not just your heart and lung blood vessels. So I was quite fortunate when we was at the Alfred, and I remember speaking to Professor Trevor Williams, and I said, he said, well, she's got PPH. I said, that's what Viagra's for. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, how do you know about Viagra? I said, it just so happens this morning I was on a phone call with Pfizer in the US talking about this new pill, Viagra, and about how much it's going to increase the share price. I said, I'll just speak to the chief scientist and get him to give us some drugs. And he goes, you're never going to get some drugs. So, one thing you don't tell Gordon is you never.
Yeah.
So, I've even got the chief scientist, and I am Gordon Jenkins. You've got to remember at that stage, UBS is one of the biggest banks in the world. And I say, hey, this is me in Australia. I said, my wife's got PPH, and I need some Viagra. And he said, oh, which hospital is she with? I said, oh, the Alfred Hospital. He goes, with Professor Trevor Williams. And I go, yeah. And he goes, yeah, we'll organise it.
Love it.
I didn't organise it just for us, but it was everyone else. But at that stage, it wasn't even it was an unprescribed drug. It wasn't even a Class A drug. It was an ADF drug. You had to get the federal police to approve it. So you were given 20 tablets. You had to, and one day I lost a tablet. Fucking hell, the amount I went through. So 2 cases. I lost a tablet once, and then the second time the dog ate the tablet. So when someone says take these medicines, it's going to keep you alive, you usually take the medicines. Right? You never read that little piece of paper inside it that says what's a drug. So Barney, the little Westie, I said, what should we do? So I've read it, and the instruction says warnings. If you still have an erection 6 to 8 hours after taking the tablet, go to A&E. I'm thinking, no bloke is going to be, if he's got an erection 6 to 8 hours after taking this tablet, he's not going to go to A&E. He's going to be running around going, look at me. So no, so we rang up the vet and go, what do we do? Because the dog's just swallowed a tablet of Viagra, and he goes, I've got no idea. So the next day, Barney's walking around the office, walking around the house, going,
God.
So then she got taken off the Viagra, so we had to return on the Viagra in 1/4 short. And I'm going, by this stage, everyone knows what Viagra was about. And I'm saying to this really beautiful Italian pharmacist in front of me, I'm going, we're 1 tablet short. She goes, well, where is it? I said, well, the dog's eating it. And she's looking at me going,
yeah, right.
Really? Honestly, a dog ate the tablet. No one believes what the dog actually ate the tablet, right? We didn't eat the tablet. So I think at that stage, the size of the tablet was a 25 milligram when he was taking 75 milligrams a day. So 3 times that type of stuff. I remember when we went to the hospital for Wendy when she was diagnosed with her illness. It's like I was in my office in Collins Street in Melbourne, just about to sign off on a multi-billion-dollar capital raising. Wendy, bless her heart, was working at Shell, and she loves writing policy documents. And I'm going, right, over to you. Right, and to get told by the doctors, hey, you've got less than a year to live if you don't listen to what we say. And we're going, yeah, that's okay, thanks a lot, can we go back to work now? And the doctor's going, no, you didn't get it. You need to listen to us. If you don't do what we say from now on, you're going to die. And we're going, yeah, that's okay, but can we go back to... And then I go, okay, you find out Wendy needs a lung transplant, and God bless my mum, she pulls out the checkbook and goes, how much does one cost? That's when you realise that no matter how much money you have in the world, money doesn't buy your life. Because in order to get a lung transplant, the only thing that will allow you to get a lung, well, 3 things. 1, you've got to be able to get on the lung transplant list. 2, you've got to be lucky enough to be a donor, to be a recipient. And 3, you've got to think that the match is going to be good enough to keep you alive. And it is luck to be on the organ transplant list, luck to get a donor, and bloody great science that they keep you alive. That's got absolutely nothing to do with what house you live in, what your car is, what school you went to, how much money's in your bank account, what job you do, who you know, who you don't know. It's purely everything that we assess every single day to the value of how good a person is out the window.
Yeah.
Right. That is as raw as you can possibly get to. Shit, really, everything I've learned in my life means nothing. So how do I get a set of lungs? Well, you get on the transplant list and you just hope that someone on the other side fortunately passes away, and you get the lungs. Because remember, every time you get a set of lungs, it's because someone's not here tomorrow.
Yeah.
To get it. When you get that, you go, well, nothing in life really makes any difference, really, then, does it? So, that's done that. And then there's things, you go through, there's other things in life you go through in terms of, when you go through the medical world and you hear things that people say just can't be done this way, and I go, but why not? So I think in life people go, when people say that things can't be done, they go, well, why? As in, why can't it be done? Why? I said, but why not? Because everything can be done. We know that because of COVID, right? No one allowed working from home until after COVID, and all these leaders suddenly allow their staff to work from home and think they're absolutely fantastic leaders because they're allowing staff to work from home. Well, you've got no bloody choice, mate. Right? Right? It's not your good leadership, it's just fact of a global virus that's allowed that to happen. So when we go around and we look at things and we look at life and we go, well, what am I actually doing, and what is actually making the decisions for me to lead my own way, live my own way, make every day count? It's being me and being true to me, knowing my North Star, knowing my center, right? Knowing that I'm going to stuff up, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm about to launch a men's skincare business. It's a business I had in 2008 to 2012 that was very successful. We didn't take it to the next level for various reasons. And every Christmas I've sent a SMS to one of the investors and going, one day we're going to relaunch it, because it was just so good. And it was that thing of, when I die, I don't want if only to be on that gravestone, because I didn't take this opportunity. So that's where I'm going. I'm going to do it.
Beautiful. So why did it not go ahead originally then?
We were too successful. So we grew too quickly. So we were all over the US, all over Macy's, Sephora, Nordstrom's. We grew too quickly and we hit the GFC, and we had a big order to fill for Macy's. And we won awards all around the world. So we won Men's Skincare Magazine awards, GQ magazines, all types of awards. We won for best products, everything. And we just couldn't get the finance to fund a deal, fund an order.
Wow.
And then we couldn't fulfill the order. The products got pulled, and then things happen in life. So things happen in life with health, work, family. And next thing you know, you blink, and that's 5 years down the track, 6 years down the track, and then something else comes up, and I go, hey, if you keep on waiting for nothing to come up, nothing's ever going to get done. So it came to the point where everyone that was looking at it died. So I didn't have anyone else to look after, apart from the wife, who's still alive.
That's a story as well.
That's a story as well, which we were joking about last night. We must get onto that story about why she's not dead. And why it's costing me a fortune.
Well, the way you said it to me at first, I was thinking, oh, this guy's crazy.
And it's something that I just can't let this thing go. It is, I just need to know, and I just want to know, can we do it again? And everything so far about how we're using technology to change it in a different way of doing it is just it's just changing in a way. It's everything I teach in, everything I coach in business, and how I want business to grow, and businesses don't see the value. I'm going, well, shit, if that's what I'm getting people to pay for my services, well, why don't I do it myself?
Yeah.
And I'm doing it and having a way all along. So if you want to, we can end the conversation and I can tell you anything you want to know about cardboard boxes, 2-ply cardboard boxes, 150 grams to 350 grams of cardboard boxes. I can tell you why the 3-ply, 2-ply, 4-ply. I can tell you the different code of printing that you can have on it. I can tell you the difference between single-sided, double-sided printing, and why single-sided costs more than double. I can tell you anything you want to know about cardboard boxes. Okay. So you can imagine when I get home and the conversations are, "How's your day been, darling?" "Well, want to listen to cardboard boxes."
Oh God.
But we're going to have a bit of a laugh about it as well. So it's so it's good.
Yeah. What's can you tell us what are you allowed to say? I don't know if you are, but the skincare business name before it opens.
I own it. I can do whatever. The good thing about owning the business, and you're the only one that owns the business, is you can do whatever you want to do.
Well, tell us that.
So left hand, can I tell the name of the business? Yes, right hand. Okay, we can tell the name of the business. So it's going to be called ESHU, ESHU, ESHU
Yep.
Skincare. ESHU stands for words, which I don't want to give too much away because that's going to be in the pre-marketing. We're going to launch it through an influencer program, which is quite unique. The way we're going to build the product up is going to be quite unique, and as well, we've got some quite interesting, unique designs. And this is a business that I'm building to sell. Like I said, 55 years old. There's no point in building a 20-year legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I only look 21. That's because of the products I used previously.
I was about to say.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, so that's what's going on, which is people go, well, what's that got to do with what you're doing at the moment? I said, everything in anything. It's about life, about living up for life. So, yeah, so the guy from Denton is going to be a skincare mo.
Who would have thought? What you just witnessed is only a snippet of our amazing conversation this week. This is what Leading Our Runway is all about. Real stories, real transformation. If you're watching this before Wednesday, part 1 dropped yesterday and part 2 releases tomorrow. But if you're already here after Wednesday, all parts are available now. Head to YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts and every other major platform and look for the numbers on the bottom left-hand corner of the episode's covers to start with part 1. Trust me, you don't want to miss this incredible journey.